What's up, folks? We have an adventure starting right now. I'm currently on a 56-foot Nortec powered by triple diesels with surface drives, and I am just leaving out of Palm Beach Inlet. I am part of a yacht charter for the next week or so that is going to be going through the Bahamas, down to Nassau, and then down through the Exumas. I am the chase boat or tender boat captain, which is this Nortec 56. The mothership is a 203-footer, the Sea Lion, and it's my job to take care of the guests. But the first order of business, or major order of business, I've already been down here for 3 days, prepping the boat, getting it ready, and things like that. But the first order of business is to take the boat across the Gulf Stream to Nassau, to the Albany in the Bahamas. So that is where we are headed. Let's back up a bit and see what led me to this point. This is what I'm responsible for the next 2 weeks. This is a 56-foot Nortec. She's long and sleek, only 12 foot wide. 56 foot long and 12 foot beam is long and narrow, so she is quick. So for the next 2 weeks, I'm staying on board, and it is a 56-foot boat, but it does have a relatively small cabin for a 56-foot boat. And you can see I've got all my stuff that I'm going to be unpacking, all my uniforms and all the other stuff that comes along with doing this type of work, which is new to me, but I'm very much looking forward to. So right now I'm down below. It is 7:25. My day just ended. We just finished a little sea trial test run on the tender, and it went well. I had to show them like a docket and things like that. But now I'm in the crew mess, and you can see behind me there's a big screen TV with cameras. You can see some of the guys on the back deck. They are doing some last minute touch-ups to paint and scuffs and things like that. And you can get a good look at the crew mess down here, a large little salon U-shaped seating, and then back to a little sink, dishwasher, things like that. You have a large refrigerator, which is full of cold drinks and things like that for the crew. Just down this hall, you have crew cabins. There's a total of 16 crew aboard this boat. Just up those stairs is the laundry, and I have to go get my laundry that has my uniforms and stuff for tomorrow. And you have another, this is a big walk-in, I think is it a refrigerator or a fridge? It's 7 degrees Celsius. So it's really cold in there. Keep a lot of provisions. And I'll go show you the galley. Actually, first I'll show you the laundry, because I've got to come in here to get my stuff. But it's quite an extensive laundry. So you come up the stairs from the crew mess onto the main deck, and just in here is the galley. It is nice and clean. So I just finished dinner. I got in late today, so I'm on the boat, but trying to get fuel. And I come into the galley after I've eaten to see what's thawing for tomorrow, and there's some pork cheek. That is going to be so good. Pork cheek, and then a bunch of chicken. And I don't know what this is. I'm going to touch it. I haven't touched anything. I'll touch this. Oh, that's more pork cheek. All right, pork cheek it is. And then I spotted some homemade bread right here. But something more interesting, I spotted this. It's like old lemons. So I ran down and asked the chef what it was. So he said that's preserved lemons. It's basically lemons and salt water, and he'll use it in a variety of ways, or they will use it. There's 2 chefs on board, and they'll sometimes just like use the rind, or sometimes they'll use the meat and use it for different things. So that's pretty cool. And the food here is fantastic. It just tastes so much different than anything that I traditionally taste at home. So it's really fun. You guys know me, I like interesting foods. Then as you exit the galley, you could take a right and go down to the crew mess, or take a left, and that leads you aft. But this is interesting. Up here on this iPad, this is where you can like sign in and sign out every day. It's essentially, what I've gathered is an accountability list. So if something happens on the boat, they kind of know who is on board and who they need to evacuate in case of an emergency. Then here are some keys. This is the keys to my boat. Of course, 3 engines, so 3 keys. And then this is a label maker. If you're a visitor, you can check in a visitor, add their name, their information, and then print out a name tag for them. So here's a look at the boat, the mothership. You can see here's the second tender, which is tucked in her garage. Now they put that in there earlier today, and you can see some of the boys back here. Someone got some stains on the teak And of course they're doing a lot of touch-up paint work on the passerelle right now, which is that long gangplank that comes out the back, which is one of these right here. But there's a lot of things happening trying to get ready for tomorrow. So what have I been up to today? I guess the last thing I did is I went to attempt to get fuel, but on my way to get fuel, I couldn't get the port engine started. And so we had to problem solve that. This boat just went through a refit. I don't think it was in the yard like a year or something. Got totally repainted, all new upholstery, all new, a lot of stuff. And this is its first trip. It just got put in the water like 4 days ago or something, 5 days ago. So I'm learning a lot. Everyone's learning a lot about the boat. But also, I have the ice maker here that I cleaned out and disinfected. And I did some more cleaning, like cleaned out a cooler here, cooler down below, refrigerator right over here, and it is stocked with a few items. I need to spray that with something, but I had to stock it with a few items for myself. Tomorrow is when we're actually crossing over to the Bahamas. We're going to Nassau, to the Albany, and of course my boat's a lot faster than the mothership, so I'll be running about 40 knots hopefully. They'll probably be running, what do they say, 13 or 14 I think, or don't quote me on that, I think that. So I'm going to leave here in Palm Beach at about lunchtime, maybe a little earlier than lunch, and head to the Albany for the night. I'll just make a quick run over there, maybe 5 hours or so, and then the Sea Lion is going to depart here. I think they said at 5 o'clock tomorrow, so that'll put them for an early morning arrival, maybe around 7 or 8 or so. So tomorrow I don't have, I have an endless list of things to do, but I'm just going to work until it's time to go, and I will depart, and everything is done sufficiently for me to make a safe crossing. And then I just have a lot of like cleaning and detailing supplies on board, so that's what I'll be doing until the guests arrive. All right, there's the law right over there. Let's hope they don't stop us. I was off the dock at 12:17. It is currently 12:49. I had to stop and stow all of my lines and my fenders, put everything away and make it tidy for the crossing. Of course, I am solo on this, so I don't have, an assistant or deckhand or whatever you want to call it to assist me. So that was my responsibility. And there's the law. You see them right there. They didn't pull me over. That's good. Let's get out of their jurisdiction. What do you say? I actually would have left a little earlier if I could, but they have been dredging in the inlet this morning, so it was closed until about 12:30, supposedly. Need to pay attention. There's a lot of action here in the inlet. Like that beautiful boat right there. But I must say, I'm on a beautiful boat as well. This Nortec 56 is certainly beautiful. She is long and lean. She's an offshore machine. So we're gonna see what she's made of, which I think it might be pretty calm out here, or just decent seas, and hope to be cruising at about 40 knots on the way across, which is, what is that, 45, 48 miles an hour? It's moving. First order of business is to get my heading and to know where I'm going. Just gonna basically come out of here and angle a little bit to the right and open her up. Not really, but basically. All right, I've got a head. Let's let her eat. So I just put them to the floor, and you can see we're not really doing much. It takes a minute for these diesels to spool up. There we go. Here they come. Still spooling. Got that bow rise, getting up on plane. So I need to be paying attention to my engines, my temps, all my gauges on the way across. Looking good right now. So we're up on plane. I'll back her off a little bit. Oh, she really picks up once you get up. Runs well. I ended up cruising a little slower than planned. On runs like this, I let the engine temps decide my pace. Fuel wasn't a concern, we had more than enough for the trip, and I wanted to make landfall in daylight anyway. You never know what the seas might do out here, and it's always good to leave room to slow down if needed. Luckily, the Gulf Stream was kind, and I could settle into a comfortable ride.
From West Palm in Florida, it's about 75 miles to the Bahama Bank, then another 70 miles across those shallow turquoise waters before the final 50-mile stretch to Nassau, home of the Albany Marina. Normally, I'd lean on autopilot for a crossing like this, but it wasn't behaving that day or the entire trip. Not a deal breaker, just one of those things that makes the hours feel a little longer at the helm. Still, I couldn't complain. I was running a gorgeous tender for a superyacht charter, headed down through the Exumas for the first time, with some of the most beautiful waters in the world waiting just ahead. So we made it onto the Grand Bahama Bank, and I have stopped for a moment. It's kind of calm out here, and I'm just going to take a quick walk around the boat. I already did this one time, but just kind of do this periodically. Check the fenders up here at the bow. Everything looks good. All my covers are still snapped down. They're not blowing away. You can see I have this emergency tow line up here that's, in case I did need a tow, I can hook up to this, and I have another extremely long line with a bridle on it that is down below, stowed in one of the lockers. Oh, you can see how beautiful that water is. Whoo! It's only going to get better too over the next week or so. So everything's looking good on the boat. I know you guys can probably see this stuff right here. It's called elephant skin. It's basically like a sticky back felt is what it seems like to me. And it's essentially on there to stop things from chafing on the paint of this boat. And you do that whenever there's no guests or the owners are not around and you're just trying to protect the paint and stuff on the boat. And look, there's a whole roll of it right here, just a massive roll. All my covers back here are staying on pretty well. Now, of course, the boat's not in gear right now. I'm just gonna take a quick glance back on the transom. It looks good. You can hear the hum of those Cummins diesels, but everything looks a-okay. I think I will grab a cool drink though, out of the fridge. Maybe what about a piece of fruit too? Let's do that. The chefs on the main boat were kind enough to make me a couple meals to go because I'm not going to be back with the big boat until tomorrow. So I needed lunch and dinner while I'm off gallivanting. You know what, we'll put her in gear. Get back on track here. You're a little crooked, aren't you? Woo, a good cold orange or tangerine, nectarine, whatever these things are. You know, it's a little chilly. Today is March the 13th. It's not that warm like I would think it might have been. All right, making good time. Let's keep rolling. I'd like to thank Element for sponsoring this video. Even though I don't show it, I was habitually consuming Element every day out of necessity through all the hard work, and I was glad I packed extras. In high-performing situations like the charter, it was important for me to take care of my hydration. Element's ingredients of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium kept me going, and the great taste and a bit of sweetness from the stevia was just the fuel I needed. For me, it's an easy choice to choose Element over a sports drink, energy drink, or even more so a soft drink, and I've been doing it daily for over 3 years now. I know it's better for my body and makes sense to spend money on something healthy that is just as satisfying as any other drink. If you haven't already, I encourage you to give it a try. Right now, Element is providing my viewers with a free sample pack with their order if you go through my link drinklmnt.com/TripSmith, so you can grab whatever flavor you might like and get the free sample pack along with it. You'll be making a healthy choice and supporting those who support the channel.
Everything looks a-okay to me. Get up on plane, back it off. Running about 2,600, 2,700. Basically just trying to keep my temps below about 180. Around 180. Woo, we're running hard. And also trim it up to get up on plane.
And then I'll play with my trim. Once I get to my right RPMs, I'll play with my trim until I get optimum speed. So I'll trim it up until I start dropping speed, and then trim it down until I start dropping speed as well. Pretty simple to run once you get it. Once I cleared the bank, the seas picked up and knocked a little speed off my run, but the Nortex hull really showed what it was made of. The camera doesn't do it justice, and I somehow missed filming the bigger sets, but trust me, they got big for a few miles. I've run a lot of different boats, and this one ate up the rollers at speeds where I'd normally have to back off. I was impressed. At 56-foot length and 12-foot beam made all the difference, keeping the ride stable and confident. And to top it off, the boat had a killer sound system, so I had the music up, cruising across open water, just soaking it all in. Racing the sun! Think we're gonna make it. We got about a little less than an hour left. Made it to Nassau, just coming around the, the south side of the island over to the Albany. You can see there's I think that's a power plant over there. And you have these fuel tankers out here that will bring gasoline, and I think they're burning it, or either diesel. That's what they're burning to power the power plant. And now looking up ahead of me, looks like a freaking mega super yacht up there. I'm talking for serious boat. Everybody can see what it is. Right outside the Albany. Unknown vessel. AIS vessel. It is they won't tell me. I held up just outside the Albany to set my lines and fenders. It's always best practice to be fully prepared before making an approach, especially when you're running solo and you don't know if there'll be dock hands waiting. As part of the crew and captain of the tender, I'm not just representing myself, but the entire charter. So professionalism isn't optional, it's expected. Truthfully, it's something I strive for anytime I'm on the water. And on this boat, it mattered even more. At 56 feet, it's a big center console. And with surface drives, maneuverability isn't exactly forgiving. Out here, the rule is simple. Always be ready. Just tried hailing them on the VHF, like coming in, no response. I'm supposed to tie up on the fuel dock, that's all I know. The back of the fuel dock. Hope I can do a starboard tie. That's where all my lines and fenders are somewhat ready. It's gonna be a tricky docking situation, like the back end. Put my fenders out. All right, so the wind's gonna be blowing me into the dock, which isn't totally bad. It's really just gonna carry me in there and just kind of set me exactly where I want to go. Just nice and slow is the best way to approach this, especially when you're solo and there's no one on the dock. So I'll just get the boat where I want it. I've got a midship line ready. And if it's just me, I'll just step over onto the dock and the boat will just settle back where it needs to be. I do have a bow and stern thruster, so it makes things pretty easy. I'll just straighten up, nudge her back. Probably gonna stop short of that boat back there just because I don't have anyone giving me my distances. I'm gonna take a quick glance at the dock, be sure that nothing's gonna scratch me. Nope. Stop the boat. Tossed this rear line onto the dock already, so it'll be exactly where I need it. I've got a spring line going forward. I don't really even need my fender. They have really nice fenders. Well, I'll leave it though. It's a smart thing to do. That's it. Safely docked. Not sure how much of that you guys saw. We're good to go. Successful cruise to the Bahamas. Now I've got a little over a week of cruising around the Exumas. I'm gonna try my best to take you guys along with that. I'm not sure how it's gonna play out because I don't know how much I can film and things like that, but hopefully I'll get you guys some good stuff. At the fuel dock, there's not a power hookup that's close by that my shore power cord will reach. There's also not a water hose for me to hook up to rinse the boat. And unfortunately, there's not an outlet on this boat for a freshwater rinse. So I can't rinse the boat. And there's some sort of freshwater leak somewhere. It may be the ice maker kind of circulating too much water or something, but I don't have a lot of fresh water. But that's okay. Whenever I get to the mothership tomorrow, I'll attach to their boat and get water from them and wash the boat. The chef's packed me a dinner. It's avocado, looks like some pork cheek, and it's pretty delicious, but I forgot a utensil, but I usually carry one in my bag because when I'm flying through the airport, I need to eat my sardines. I'll have some. Oh no. Oh, a lot of my uniforms fell down. These are my nice pants that are pressed and all that stuff. I have to hang those back up very carefully. Oh no, even more. Oh, golly gee. Oh no. So I've got this small closet. Why isn't the lighting better? With all of my different uniforms hanging up. So I've got white shirts for when the guests are on. I have some black shirts that have the, you know, have the bars on it. I guess that's maybe for captain. Hey, cool. Or officer, maybe. I don't know what I am. I guess I might be considered an officer. I don't know. See if everyone else is wearing that too. Then I have some white clothes as well. I think that's during the day on the charter, then the black might be at night. I should know this stuff. I've been told it. Then I have a white foul weather jacket for when the guests are around, but I also have a black foul weather jacket. When I first got here, like on the boat 3 days ago to the big boat, I was trying on uniforms for like an hour. It was crazy. And like I have like 3 pairs of shoes. I've got different colors of socks, different belts. It's insane. But I'm friggin' starving. Oh, my pants. The stewardesses who are so kind gave me all this stuff in hangers, and they've been doing a lot, helping me out. Oh, there's more. All of it fell. Spork for my pork cheek. What's avocado? What is this? Ooh, sounds, I don't know. It's crunchy. The chef's put some extra spice in there for me. Counting me, there's 17 crew members on this charter. We're gonna have 12 guests. 3 engineers, 3 officers, chase boat captain, myself, and then a bosun, which is the head deckhand. I think he has 2 deckhands under him, and then you have your chief stew and your second stew and stewardesses under them. And that's a lot of people to feed. That's why there's 2 chefs as well. And they cook fantastic, fantastic food. Although I haven't eaten breakfast yet since I've been here. I don't know what they do for breakfast yet. I hadn't learned that. Beautiful and calm out here this morning. The sea lion. Oh, that's not her. Right there. Finally have an update. So I've been super busy this morning. I'm
back where I was last night for the third different time so far, but we've been tying up with the main yacht. We're either coming stern to and picking up people or dropping people off back and forth, and I have more to do. I haven't eaten yet. So since my last post, I've already been back out to the boat and back in to drop off some inspectors, and I'm heading back out to the boat. I think that was the fifth trip in today, or fourth, fifth, I don't know. So if we come just over the side, we can see where my boat lives. It's a little tricky getting there sometimes, but not too bad. So my breakfast is going to be a few eggs. I'm happy to see those. A bit of yogurt, and I think this is like a salmon salad. And then I'll go and I'll raid the leftovers. And while I'm eating, I can watch my boat. So right now we are provisioning, filling up at the dock. All this was flown in from London, believe it or not.
Best city on the world.
Oh, is it best? And they send the food in on pallets. And funny thing is, this is only the produce. And this is the wild man who ordered this much food. So now we're headed back out to the boat. And we have this boat loaded down.
I feel like this one is so much better than this.
Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Shall we? Robert.
Robin, trip.
Yes.
It's part of the video. No, it's part of the video. I'm so live. Come here. We're doing it.
Here in the...
Quite homo, but...
Yo! Yeah! 3, 2, 1, see
Good times.
All right.
Shut up and get the lines.
Oh, we need to do that, yeah?
Who's gonna get this one? I suppose me. Yeah. All clear. Good to go.
Yeah. Good one. It's kind of a bit crazy though, like this stuff is just a supermarket like that. But it's
We just had to get the fender in.
yeah, same for this one. But
Yeah, somehow. Look at that moon. That bad boy is bright. Right here alongside for the night. That bad boy is bright too. I hope they turn those lights off. Man, it's beautiful there. So if we take a look at my chart plot, we can see how many trips I did today. And it's quite a few. Back and forth. And you can also see where we've been sitting and swinging at anchor a little bit. And over here is where I would come stern to. So stern to stern to drop off guests or something like that, or inspectors. And then over here you can see where I came in yesterday. And then stopped out here to get my fenders and lines ready. So I was solo. So I just went and asked the chief officer if there's any
pertinent rules or the things we need to be aware of while we're at anchor. He was like, he said, "You know what an anchor, mate? Your vessel is alongside." I'm the only guy, the only American that's here. They're either from, let's see, Germany, South Africa, or New Zealand. Yeah, they're really cool people. Now we're making the flower run. And you guys can hear the engines. That's a beautiful sounding boat, right? She's evil. Imagine docking right here. It's pretty chaotic in these conditions. And a little stressful. So a little update. We have moved back into the lee of Nassau. I'm on the north side of the big island now and waiting on the sea lion to come around. It's about a 10-mile move. I move a bit quicker than they do, so I'm already here. And today we've been working on a few bugs and kinks that have been kind of plaguing this boat since it just got finished with a very substantial refit. I just experienced some steering difficulties on the way, but fortunately we have a very good engineering team on board who is tackling the issues as I bring them to them. But I hope I'm not becoming the guy who's there's always a problem when trips are around. I am fortunate to be in some very beautiful water, so I'm about to don my mask and dive on my running gear. I was planning on doing that anyway before I knew I had some steering issues, but it's going to feel good to get in the water. I don't think I'm going to find any issues down there in particular, but it's always good to see what you're working with. Check for lines and things that might be fouled around your running gear. So the steering issue, it actually turned out to be a complete steering failure. What it ended up being as my hydraulic fluid slowly leaked. Then, as the big boat anchored half a mile away from me, I had to weigh my anchor, come out of a decently tight small channel with a side wind with no steering, and controlling the boat only with the sticks, and my rudders will not turn straight. But now we're hooking up shore power, and engineers are, there's two more down here below me working on things. The water's pretty beautiful though, right? And it's dark out. Those lights are just coming from the sea line. I don't have my underwater lights on right now, but if I did, it'd be even brighter. Good morning. Today is a special day. We're picking up the guests. Right now I have pulled away from the sea line as I'm watching it depart right now as they're heading south down to Staniel Key, where we're going to be, no, Norman's Key, we're going to be picking up the guests. And I'm going to wait here at anchor until daylight, and I am going to refuel. Then I am racing down there to meet them, or maybe even beat them, to pick up the guests. And there they are, heading out. All right, beat the sun up this morning by a long shot.
had some grass in one of the intakes. I got it. I'm gonna check the other two.
Yeah.
Lion. She's moved a bit north. And we're waiting on the guests to come out right now. Just kind of on the hard top because the guests out of a creek right over there. And I have my camera. I'll try and get a good shot of them. Making a little video for them as well this week. Man, this is so beautiful out here. This is why I came. Oh my God. This is awesome. You had to come scout this. A little sketchy for inexperienced swimmers, but it's alright. Looks like there's another cave too. This is sick. So I'm working like a maniac. Sometimes getting very little sleep. Working so hard, long hours. Some of my eating has been way off. Everything's been crazy. But it's all worth it to do something like this. And to take guests and let them enjoy it too. Look at that. That is freaking stunning. Okay, looks like it's low tide, so be able to get up in there maybe safely. I don't know. It's really risky. But we're going to get some scrapes and stuff on the guests. But I think it's worth it for them too. It's been a breezy few days in the Bahamas. It makes things like this extra challenging. but nothing we can't handle. Everyone, there's a lot that goes into this. People don't realize. I didn't realize. Currently preparing for a sun deck barbecue. Look how beautiful these place settings are. I've learned a few things on how to do this correctly, like the label in the bottom of the glass needs to be in the correct orientation for the guests, and the knife needs to be pointing that direction, and salt goes on the left. Salt goes on the left, pepper on the right. No, other way around. And then the oil and vinegar even pours a certain way. Absolutely amazing. Waterick Wells. Absolutely beautiful. Hard to beat this, you guys. So right now I'm anchored just off of Pipe Key, which is off that direction about a little less than half a mile. Got my underwater lights on. I'm anchored by myself tonight. It is a fairly calm night, but the Sea Lion is 0.7 miles away, right over there. So I'm by myself. I came to a little bit more protected area, shallow water. It's about 6 feet here. And I've got a few lights on in the boat. I just hopped in the shower and I'm tidying up down below and I'm about to go to sleep. It has been a crazy everything so far. I just got a shower. I didn't sleep much last night at all. It was a little rough where we were anchored, and there were just some challenges that came our way. But it's really cool to see the challenges come, and the crew, who is awesome, everyone overcomes them together as a team, and the guests don't even know what's happening. It's all fantastic and happy because they're really good guests that we have on board, and they're really nice. They're really just here to have a good time, and they don't even know that there's things not going wrong, but there are, hurdles that we need to overcome to make their experience better, and the crew's doing it just like that. It's really pretty amazing. I'm happy to be a part of it. Well, it's an early morning. Got a fishing trip before the sun comes up. Maybe we can catch something. He's up for a swim this morning. Oh, there's another. A couple nurse sharks been hanging out all morning. They're absolutely beautiful. Man, I wish I was swimming with them. But I'm just happy to be here. Got to check the depth of the water under the keel right now, real quick, with the shark. All my stuff is there, ready to go in the Nortec. Phone in your water bottle. I couldn't find your radio. One of the nurse sharks that had grown comfortable around us carried a lure lodged in her mouth. With little time to spare, we slipped into that impossibly clear water, hoping to help her. At one point, I found myself swimming alongside one of these gentle giants along the bottom, so close I could feel the rhythm of her movement. It was humbling, surreal, and something I'll never forget. We never found the shark with the lure, but thankfully, those hooks are designed to dissolve and eventually fall free. Still, the encounter left a mark on me. Swimming in water like this feels less like the ocean and more like drifting through the world's largest, most perfect swimming pool. It's the kind of moment that reminds you just how special this place really is. one's clear.
Man, it's so beautiful here. I hate probably headed back to Florida tomorrow. That's all right. I certainly enjoyed every moment of it, even through the challenges. Working on shutting things down for the evening. We've got an early morning departure. Sea Line's going to be weighing anchor and departing about 6 a.m., so I have to leave a little bit before that. And we're heading up to Norman's Key, about 60-ish miles. And that's where we're going to take the guests to the airport so that they can be on their merry way and done with their fabulous charter. It's yet another early morning and a late night, but it's kind of the way things go sometimes, and that's okay. But tonight was kind of special. It's the last night with the guests on board, and throughout the week, we have been, the crew and myself have been capturing video footage of their good times, and I put it all together and edited a 12, 13-minute vacation video for them, and it went really well. We gathered the whole crew and all the guests together this evening after dinner and watched it, and it was fantastic.
Well, finished my run this morning. Started well before daylight, but I'm just south of Norman's Key, and I'm anchored just before the sun is coming up, and it's going to be a beautiful one, it appears, as I'm in this massive swimming pool that I've been enjoying the last week or so. Well, good news, dropped the guests off safely. Everyone is happy, had a blast. Now I've got the Nortec all buttoned up, ready to head back towards Florida. Getting a little late start today, so I can't make it all the way to Florida, so I'm just going to Bimini for the night. I must say the Exumas have been beautiful, they've been eventful, and I can't wait to come back. There goes the sea lion there, oh, right there. She got a little ahead of me, I had to stop and set up all these covers and stuff, but we're ready to go. Let's make it happen. Just coming past Nassau now. Luckily the seas are a lot calmer than they were the last time I was here. Making good time. Just as sure as the morning sun comes, thinking of my sweet girl at home. I've arrived safely to Bimini. It's beautiful out here, of course, actually. Had a good run over, pretty smooth most of the way. I'm going to have an absolutely gorgeous sunset out here. I'm having some food. I don't know if I've told you guys, but the food that I've had these last 2 weeks has just been, I'm telling people, for the best food I've ever had in my life. Right now, I think I'm eating, this is going to be, crap. What's the filet? Yeah, beef filet, I think, with some special mushrooms and onions. I don't know. I've just eaten so many things that I've probably never eaten before, flavors I've never tasted. It's just been so great. I'm going to miss that maybe the most. And during the charter, myself and the rest of the crew on board, we were working our tails off around the clock, long hours, and sometimes we would eat meals late or maybe miss meals or something like that, and people would plate for us. Or if I was off at anchor, these chefs would make me up some to-go food and whatnot. But I think my favorite thing was every once in a while when I'd pass by the galley, I'd always peek in there, and they'd sometimes be like, "Come here," and they'd hand me something really quick, something really unique and crazy and delicious. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the chefs. I mean, they were just top. Get back, get on back and leave me alone. Hey, good doctor, I've got something you can't find in my mind. Alright, great news. We've left Bimini. I'm headed towards Florida. Had a little hiccup this morning. It wasn't an error on anyone's behalf or anything, but just challenges with the boat. But I'm happy to be making way. Man. Good time. Just made it to West Palm. Pretty good crossing overall. Glad to be here though. Well, that's it. It's time for this monkey to leave this circus. Back to Alabama, baby. What an experience.